All right. The lighting is something I need to figure out. Hold on. Like, does that help it or that does not help it? Let me close the blinds really quick. Like, does that help? Kind of. Okay, hold on. All right. Hi to the one person that was watching. So sorry about that little where I had to check what the lighting was like. I For once I'm early to alive, and I take that as a win even though I had to fix the lighting. In this video, if you hear noises in the background, like that noise you just heard, that was my dog. She's in a crate. And she was moving around in her crate. So that was that noise. You might see a cat walk around on here because one of them likes to counter surf, or not counter surf, but like walk on the counter. So like there's a lot of animals in this house. Um, so basically, I finally watched Tangled. I watched it quite a bit ago, actually, and I just not have had the motivation to go live on here. I also like going live not in my room, and I'm finally not in my room. So basically, I watched the movie on March 19th. And I've been holding on to these notes since March 19th, and it's currently April 23rd when I'm recording when this is going live. And yeah, so like first and foremost, I went to Disneyland twice since I watched Tangled. And I feel like I'm only mentioning this because I met Flynn and Rapunzel and um I wanted to see if they knew their show lore because the show lore is part of their lore. And when I met Flynn and Rapunzel back in March last month, I kind of talked to them about like the show. I was like, "So, I know your real name." And they were both like, "What?" And then I was like, "It's Horace." And they're like, "We have not heard that name since the orphanage days." And I'm like, that's definitely we're like, "We have not heard this name in a long time." And so like they knew their show lore. And then we were talking and Rapunzel was like, "Oh yeah, Cass sends me portraits and she like paints the portraits." And like as like the time was like ending with them, I was like, "Oh yeah, say hello to Lance, Varian, Angry, and Red." And once again, they were all like, they were looking at me like, this girl really knows her show lore. And I was like, you bet I know my show lore. And I just want to know, like, after that day, like, they also talked about his dad and how, like, long lost dad, like, how, like, it's technically Horace isn't his real name because that's like Flynn was the name that he chose, and then Eugene was the name that he was given in the orphanage. So I really think that Eugene was his actual name. And I should have said instead of your real name, I should have said your birth name. Because Horace was Flynn's birth name. And yeah, that's a whole thing. And so like they were talking about like his dad and like the Dark Kingdom and we were talking about the show lore. And um I just want to know, like, if those cast members that were playing Rapunzel and Flynn, aka Eugene, aka Horace, went home that day and were like, this girl in this purple shirt, in this purple long sleeve shirt, was bringing up the show lore. Like, she knew Cass, she knew Eugene's birth name, she knew about Angry, Red, Lance, and Varian. Like, she knew her show lore, and um then there was, like, more questions that I, like, really wanted to ask them that I didn't get the chance to ask them, and, I have that in, like, a notes app, in, like, a notes thing. hold on, let me like see where it landed. Tangled Notes, that's the movie. Um, where is it? Like, why can't I find it? Have I not edited in a while? Hold on. Or did I delete it? Okay, questions for Eugene and Rapunzel. Okay, so like I wanted to like first and foremost ask Eugene how it's been since he found out his father and learned he's a prince. Because that's also like another thing about the show lore is like in the movie, Eugene is nothing but a common thief. And when I say nothing but a common thief, that's what he was in the beginning. And then like he like got engaged to Rapunzel and like he was gonna marry into royalty and all that. And but in the show, we learned that Eugene, aka Horace, is an actual prince to the Dark Kingdom. And we thought we learned he had this whole destiny he was bound to uphold to because that's what his father wanted him to do. And he betrayed Rapunzel, whatever. I unfortunately did not ask him how is it like being a prince since finding out. I even when I went back this month, I did not ask him that question. Oh my god. So that's a question I need to ask in a future Disney trip. So future Disney trip question. Okay, that way I know. Bring up Cass and see what they know. Are they friends or did Cassandra just walk away? Do they keep in touch? Was Cassandra invited to the wedding? Okay, so they obviously keep in touch. So they keep in touch, ask about the other questions. Because, like I said, Cassandra was sending portraits, like paintings to, or like photographs to Rapunzel, and so Rapunzel would like paint the portraits, and so like they still keep in touch. But I genuinely like, obviously, like for continuity, like the Cassandra could not be like close with Rapunzel at the end of the Tangled series, because in the Tangled Ever After, Cassandra obviously I don't think she wasn't even a thought when Rapunzel and Eugene got married. And so like if we had Cassandra and Rapunzel like this, like best friends, and like Cassandra wasn't there for her wedding, then it wouldn't like the continuity wouldn't have like worked. And so obviously, they had to give, like, Cassandra a reason to leave, and they did. But I just wanted to know, like, was Cassandra invited to the wedding and she was just, like, exploring the world and sent her best to Rapunzel and just didn't go to the wedding? Like, I need to know. Um, and so, like, I didn't bring Cass up, but Rapunzel did, and we talked about Cass that way a little bit. Um, I did not ask about the sun or the moon drop, so next Disney trip. Does Flynn or Eugene know that his actual name is Horace? Yes, he does. Adira, Varian, Lance. I did not bring up Adira because she can go jump off a cliff. But I brought up Lance and Varian. Oh my god, I forgot to do this! Oh my god! The last question I have is, do you remember what the smolder was called before you came up with the final name? Can you do the glaze? AKA the smolder! Oh my god, I forgot about that question! Because because Rapunzel gets like she gets to see Flynn and Lance as they were like teenagers. And so when they were teenagers, instead of calling it the smolder, it was the glaze. And oh my god, I can't believe I forgot to ask him about the glaze. Like both trips I took. Next Disney trip. Like I have to know if he knows what the glaze is. I have to know if he knows that. Um Oh, and then for shits and giggles, I should have asked, "How'd you get your hair back?" Like, because like, if she knows the lore of the show, and, like, obviously, like, her and Flynn are, like, married, then how does she have her hair? Because in the Ever After, she has a brown hair, but in Tangled the series, up until the last episode, she has her blonde hair again. So, like, I know it's, like, marketable, like, off the blonde hair because like, that's what she had for most of the Tangled movie, but it's still, like, where was where does she stand in the knowledge of, like, her lore? The same thing with, like, T'Challa from or Black Panther from the Marvel Universe. Like, we have Shuri's Black Panther, and we have T'Challa's Black Panther in Avengers Campus, and it's like, does Shuri know her brother is not alive anymore? Does T'Challa know that his sister is a new Black Panther? Like, I need to know where they stand with their own lore is what I'm getting at. And then this last question was Flynn has a thing for brunettes, meaning stallion too. And so in the show, Stallion is Flynn, aka Eugene's ex fiance, before he met Rapunzel. And he left before they got married. So they never properly broke off their engagement. And this is just a silly question. Like I should for sure bring that up and like stir up drama between Rapunzel and Flynn just to see like do next Disney trip. Okay. Cause like I just want to know like because the more show lore you bring up, the more of a connection you can have with Flynn and Rapunzel. And when I met them back in March, they definitely knew their show lore, but when I came back this month for, like, Disney Channel night, I they didn't know their show lore. Like, obviously, like, I brought up Flynn's real birth name again, like, I was like, "Horace," and you have to promise me you won't say that again or that stays between us. I could not figure out how to pinky swear him. Let me tell you that. I was struggling so hard because I was holding my wand in my other hand and I was like trying to pinky swear him. I could not figure out how to pinky swear for the life of me. And like he knew his name. But then as I was asking about the captain of the guards, I think I could have like reiterated the question in a better way. But they weren't in a set spot to meet and greet. They were like for special events, they walk around, like they don't stop in a place and like you can like meet them and like form a line. You walk around with them. And so with this, I was like getting more flustered than I was when I met them last month. And so I asked them like how is the captain of the guards? And like if they would have known their actual show lore, they would have known that Flynn is the actual captain of the guards because in the show, the captain of the guards' daughter is Cassandra, and Cassandra becomes evil, and her dad does not want to fight her. Her adoptive dad does not want to fight her. And he steps down and he gives the mantle to Flynn. And so when I asked, so how is the captain of the guards? I meant in a cheeky way, like, how are you, Eugene? Because he is the captain of the guards. And he was like, "Oh, he's fine." And I'm like, "You, how are you?" And it's like they just kept talking about the former captain of the guards. And it's just like the Flynn and Rapunzel I met last month definitely knew their show lore. But the Flynn and Rapunzel I met this month did not know their show lore. So like that was kind of like disappointing to like learn that like I mean, like I said, I could have reiterated the question, and, like, maybe he could have, like, picked up on, like, what I was talking about more, but once again, already got flustered with the pinky swearing. My time was running short because these little kids were trying to come in and talk to them, and I just So, like, the next time I go, I need to, like, actually, like, meet them, and I need to have, like I need to ingrain the questions in my head, and I need to ask them um, about, like, how's it being, like, an actual prince? Like, you did like, yes, you married Rapunzel, but, like, since learning your dad was a king and finding your dad, you're like an actual prince, like before you married Rapunzel. And then like what about the wedding? Was Cassandra invited to the wedding? Do you know about the sun and the moon drop? Um, do you remember what the smolder was called before you came up with the final name? Do you know what the glaze is? How did you get your hair back? Flynn has a thing for brunettes, meeting stallion. Like, there's so many questions that you can ask him from the show, and they should, keyword, should know what their lore is. Because and like my sister, when I went to Disneyland last month for her birthday's actually this month. We just went during spring break last month. And when we went, she was like impressed that they like actually knew their show lore, like I was, because I was like, it's part of their lore. So like they have to know what's part of their lore is. And so, like, she was impressed with, like, the questions I was asking them, and then with the responses they were giving back. And so, like, when I told her that, like, when I met them again this month, they didn't know their lore. They did not know their lore. Okay, but so now since I've, like, recapped my, like, last dis 2 Disney trips, I'm not recap them because I went to Disney Channel night and like I can discuss like what Disney Channel night was and like how it improved in ways and like how it did not improve. The celebrities I met, the influencers I met, like there's so much I can talk about Disney Channel night. And it's like if you guys want to know like anything about Disney Channel night, I got an actual wand this time. When I went back in 2024, I got a glow stick, a damn glow stick. This year, we got an actual wand. I was really excited for the wand. So yeah. So now that I've like gotten that Disney trip out of the both of the Disney trips out of the way, I can finally delve into like my thoughts and like the character summaries I came up with Flynn and Rapunzel and like overall. Like I had three categories. I had Rapunzel, I had Flynn, and then like the overall feel of the movie. So first we're going to start with Rapunzel and how she is this headstrong woman who knows what she wants, even though she has to lie about getting there to her mother. That meaning, hold on, I saw a car drive by. My sister's waiting for a package, so she wants me to bring it in the house for her. So, what I mean by like Rapunzel lying to Mother Gothel is that like she did lie to her. Like she had, I mean, for one, she had Eugene in the closet, and, and she had Eugene in the closet, and she was asking her mother to go see the lights. And when her mother got furious for her constantly asking about to go see the lights, she just like lied to her and was like, "Fine, just like go get me the paints I really like." And then her mother was like, "It's a 3-day trip. They're fighting." And hi to the two people watching. So like she lied to her mother and she was gonna use Eugene to like take her to go see the lights. Even after being told the world can be scary from her mother, she still took a leap of faith and wanted to explore it. She knocked Flynn out and held him captive until he helped her get out the tower. She says when she makes a promise, she never breaks it until the series and her promise to Varian. Constantly in the series, Rapunzel is like, or like with Varian, she makes promises that she will help him. And instead of help, like I know it's the majority over the minority, but he came to Rapunzel for help several times, and each time Rapunzel was like, "I have to help my kingdom." If this was the Rapunzel in the movie that said that to Varian, she would have smacked herself in the face. Because there's no way Rapunzel, Miss I don't break promises, would break a promise on helping Varian free his father. It doesn't make sense. Despite being naive a bit, she befriends all these thugs by having them sing about their dreams, sharing hers as well as Flint. They go to the Snuggly Duckling, they sing about, I've got a dream, just to see the floating lanterns gleam. And with every passing hour, I'm so glad I left my tower. Like all you lovely folks, I've got a dream. She's got a dream. I know I'm not a good singer, but I had to sing that song. Rapunzel confesses that her hair can glow and heal wounds. So after they leave the Snuggly Duckling, they are chased by Maximin, the captain of the guards, and the guards. And they after they escape from them, they get locked or trapped in this cave. And in this cave, they're confessing these things. And Rapunzel's like, my hair glows. Like it heals and it glows when I sing. And she's like, my hair glows when it sings. And so she's like, flower gleam and shine, let your power show. Da 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 da. Take back what once was mine. And so like her hair glows and they were able to get out of the like trap that they were ensued in. And with that, Flynn has like has a wound on his hand, and so she wraps her hair around him, and she sings the healing incantation and heals him. And she's like, "Don't forget about this, but my hair can also heal." And he's internally freaking out, and Pascal is giving him the fucking looks. And despite never really interacting with anyone other than her mother, she has great people skills. Like she may be a bit naive, but she's still like she was able to get a whole room of thugs to sing about their dreams. And then like she could handle like she could full on handle herself. I believe that. And Rapunzel finally saw the world that her mother was claiming it to look like. Believing her sincerity, we see Rapunzel stand up to Gothel, telling her no. And so Rapunzel, when I said Rapunzel finally saw the world that her mother was claiming it to look like, um, her mother had set up this trap for the Stoppington brothers to trick Flynn and tie him up onto a boat, making it seem like he's going back to the palace with the crown, and he just left Rapunzel. And so she saw the world her mother wanted her to see. And so she went back to the tower with Gothel. And but after getting this memory back, she sees that like Gothel was lying to her this whole time, how Rapunzel is the lost princess and how she's finally standing up to her mother and all that. We see this growth from this naive girl that believes her mom to be that believes her mom to this young woman that tells her no. So, like in the beginning of the movie, Rapunzel's this naive girl, and like as time goes on, we see her become this young woman that like actually can tell her mother no and is not going to take shit from her mother. Um, Flynn, he is a thief that has Flynn, he is this thief that was working with two brothers to steal the princess's crown. Those two brothers are speculated to be two of the 12 or 13 brothers Hans has from Frozen. And he double crossed them and took the crown himself, leading to Rapunzel's tower to be knocked out by her and held captive. Flynn tried to use her skepticism to manipulate her into going back to the tower. He takes advantage of her naiveness and takes her to the Snuggly Duckling, trying to scare her. Flynn confesses his real name is Eugene. That was his secret to confess while they were trapped in the rocks. Um, Flynn wants to make things right. He wanted to give the crown to the people he crossed. So when Gothel sets up this trap for Eugene to like fall into and for Flynn or and Rapunzel to fall into, he had the crown because Rapunzel had given it back to him, and so he wanted to give it to the thieves and like make amends of sorts or something. I don't know. And instead, they both got tricked. Flynn was tied up. They were about to hang him in front of the whole castle, and Rapunzel got captured again and was held in cuffs by Mother Gothel. In doing so, he abandoned her. We see growth from Eugene as well, where he was willing to die just to save Rapunzel and make sure Gothel couldn't use her hair again. And he cuts her hair, freeing her of Mother Gothel, and essentially giving her like another start of life. And like I said, we see him start out as this thief, and then as the movie goes on, we see him become this. Bro, were you leaving a voicemail or not? Because that was a long time. Sorry, somebody called me and they were on voicemail for a while and then they did not answer. They were from San Francisco, I believe. Um, so that's kind of like an overall like Flynn and Rapunzel's characters in the movie. I will say Rapunzel seems to break her promises more in the show, and then Flynn just seems to become the love interest. And like, yes, I know in like a lot of movies and like TV shows, like we see the woman become just the love interest. But in the show, Eugene becomes just the love interest. And I would just like to say he is so much more than just being looks. So much more than just being looks. My guy was supposed to be a guard in the first season. And then like yes, I know that they go on this big adventure trying to find like why Rapunzel connected to the Black Rocks, like he wasn't there to be a guard anymore. But like they still could have furthered him being a guard in like the first season and then when they return in the third season. And like I also get that Rapunzel's parents couldn't remember who they were and that they love each other. So like him and Rapunzel had to act as they were acting king and queen while their parents were like not remembering stuff. And so I also get that. But it's like you could still have Flynn somewhere in the line of being a guard. You could have done so much with Flynn being a former thief turning into a guard, and you just let him be a guard in one episode in the first season, and then in the third season, you're like captain of the guards. And so like that was kind of like a characterization of like Rapunzel and Flynn. So now I'm gonna go like overall like what the movie's about. In the movie, we start with this brief overview of what to expect, showing us the flower and Gothel and why she needs it. She needs a flower to keep her young. She uses it to keep I already said that. Rapunzel's mother fell ill while pregnant, so they used the flower to heal her. The flower then courses through her body and her courses through the queen's body, and then like when the queen gives birth to Rapunzel, it then courses through Rapunzel's veins or through her body, and her hair becomes magical. Her hair and then after her hair becomes magical, Gothel tries cutting it, trying to bring the hair home with her, but instead her hair turns brown, losing all its magic. So then that leaves Gothel taking Rapunzel. Flynn later on we see the years go by, we see um and then we find Flynn and or Flynn finds the tower and he learns of Rapunzel's whereabouts, not knowing she is a princess at the time. She then blackmails him that in order to get his crown back, she wants to see the world. See the world meaning she wants to see the lanterns. Seeing the lanterns meaning there has to be some correlation between her birthday and the lanterns going off every year. Why Mother Gothel didn't tell her that her birthday was on a different day? Her birthday could have been on a Saturday, and then the lantern's going to be going off on a Sunday. All you had to do was move the date one time. One different day, 2 different days. Like, why are we telling her her birthday is the same day as the floating lanterns? I really hope that in the live action Tangle, that is something that gets fixed. Because in the live action Little Mermaid, it's not one of my favorite live actions. Like, I am like I love a good villain turning into an anti-hero, like Maleficent and Cruella. So like the Little Mermaid is not one of my favorite live actions, but it does rectify something that the animated didn't cover. And so they made Ariel forget that like she has this mission. She has 3 days to get Eric to fall in love with her. Otherwise, her voice becomes Ursula's forever or something. But in the live action, she forgets her she loses her memory. And in the animated, like why couldn't she have written down, "Oh yeah, like I lost my voice. I need you to fall in love with me. I have 3 days." Why couldn't she have written that down in the live action or in the animated? Like there could have been some there could have been some type of communication between the 2, and I'm so glad that they kind of, like, fixed that, um, mistake or continuity error in the live action and just had her, like, forget that she was supposed to do this, and so, like, she had Sebastian helping her fall in love with Eric, and so I hope that like, I there's a way to do an animated movie shot for shot and have it be successful, like the live action How to Train Your Dragon. I feel like the only thing that could have been better was the casting, and I'm not saying that because we have people of color in the casting. I'm saying that because Rough Nut and Tough Nut are supposed to be identical twins, and they're not. And they're like, our own mother can't even tell us apart, and yet they don't look alike in the live action. Sorry, not sorry, that, like, that's a thing that makes me mad. But other than that, like, the movie's pretty shot for shot. But then we have stuff like the Lion King where, like, it's boring being shot for shot. And in the live action Tangled, I want it to be basically shot for shot. Like, you cannot take out any of Max's mannerisms in the live action. You cannot take out the fight scene that Flynn has or the trying to escape scene in the live action Tangled, where he's like in the jail cell walkway and bro literally jumps over his handcuffs and trying to talk to the Sabbington brothers that are in their cells. Like, you cannot cut out any of the action scenes in the Tangled live action movie. But like there are some things that could be added. Like, we got Uncharted Waters from Eric in the live action Little Mermaids. Like, can we get a Flynn solo song? We know Milo can sing. He was in Zombies, he was in what's that? Oh my god, what is it? It's like an off-Broadway show. Little Rocky Horrors? Oh my god, no. It has the Venus flytrap. What is that? I don't remember. Like, we know he can sing. So, like, can we give him a solo song? But also, like, can we just change Rapunzel's birthday to a day after or a day before, then just have Rapunzel just wonder, like, oh yeah, why are these going off on the same day as my birthday? Like, come on, Mother Gothel, you're smarter than that. All right. So I'm just like trying to like find my notes of like where I left off. She then blackmails him in order to get his crown back. She wants to see the world. She wants to find out the reasons for the floating lanterns. We see Rapunzel having hesitations with being in the real world until they go to the Snuggly Duckling, making new friends while also having guards called on them because of Flynn's past. After the guards are alerted uh, about Flynn's whereabouts, there is a chase that gets started that leads Rapunzel and Flynn to getting trapped, and that start confessing, not confusing Gabby, confessing personal things to one another. While Rapunzel and Flynn are learning about each other, Mother Gothel teams up with the brothers Flynn Cross, the Sappington brothers. I don't remember the names. She then gives the crown to Rapunzel to see if that is why Flynn is still with her or still friends with her. As the movie goes on, we see Rapunzel and Flynn getting closer. Their duet is so magical as the lanterns are floating in the background. And at last I see the light, and it's like the fog has lifted. Mother Gothel gets the brothers to trick Flynn, leading him to get captured and almost executed. Mother Gothel takes Rapunzel back to the tower, trying to install how bad the world is again into her. And then Rapunzel has a moment where she's looking at the flag she got from Corona and remembers she is the lost princess. How she remembers the lost princess? I don't know. She was a baby when she got taken. You're telling me she took one look at that flag with the sun on it, and she's like, "I'm the lost princess. I remember looking up at that mobile and seeing my parents, and it's like I'm totally the lost princess." Flynn escaped his execution thanks to the thugs from the Snuggly Duckling with Owie and with Max, leading him to save Rapunzel, but getting stabbed in the process and almost dying after, or he did die in the process after cutting Rapunzel's hair, so Gothel couldn't use her, and a Buse her anymore. Rapunzel returns to the castle, leading to an emotional reunion with her parents. Once again, how did the parents know it's Rapunzel and not just like when the last time they saw Rapunzel, she was a baby and she had blonde hair. She goes up to her parents and she has a brown hair. Like I know a mother should know her child, but like you're telling me you're just gonna let this a random girl walk into your castle claiming to be the princess, and you just take her back in. I don't know how that works. That doesn't seem like it's a good continuity thing to like in the live action, I want to see hesitation. I don't want the parents to be like, "Oh yeah, that's our daughter." I want them to be hesitant with accepting her back into their life. Hi Dory. Um thanks for the thumbs up. I feel like I was more so like rambling about the movie than like comparing like Rapunzel and like Flynn from like the show. But like I feel like I kind of ranted enough about Rapunzel being a POS in the show in previous videos. So I feel like this video was like a good um kind of like recapping and like showing how I feel about the live action and all that. And like or not the live action, the animated movie. And how and what I expect in the live action movie. Cause like, for one, Snow White wasn't as bad as everybody, um, was making it out to be. Like, yes, they should not have had CGI dwarves. Yes, they should have had actual little people in the movie. But I, for one, not loved, but like thought this Snow White was better than Kristen Stewart and Lily Collins because we got that color back. Like in the animated Snow White, we had color and we had music and we had more fun stuff. But then in the live actions with Kristen Stewart and um Lily Collins, it got more dulled down and it just didn't have that same magical feeling that the animated movie had. And so when the live action Snow White came out, I was excited to have the songs back. I was excited to have the colors back. I was excited to get that magical feeling back that I had from watching Snow White when I was a child. And yes, I don't agree with Gal Gadot being the queen. I don't like her song. I don't Rachel Zegler's opinions on Snow White not getting saved by the prince and then she does get saved by the prince. Like how hypocritical can you be? Um Yay, thank you for the subscribing. Um, so like, yeah, the live action Snow White wasn't the best live action, but it was definitely not as bad as people were making it to be, in my opinion. The live action Lilo and the Stitch, on the other hand, was horrendous. As soon as I learned that Captain Gantu wasn't going to be in the movie, get out of here. He was an integral part of being a villain and trying to capture Stitch in the animated movie. And like, yes, I get that Lilo and Stitch was supposed to be a TV show, and so you don't have all the budget you're supposed to have for the live action. So like, you had to cut costs somewhere. But like Jumba and Pleakley were supposed to be the villains or like the minor villains, and then they were supposed to get redeemed at the end of the movie. And so the fact that like they had to fill Captain Gantu's void and put it into Jumba, making him this evil scientist that has no chance of redemption. And so they made him the truest bad guy and they made him unredeemable. And that just made me mad. And the fact that I've heard rumors that Lilo and Stitch 2, the live action, is going to be like a complete retelling and it's not going to have like it's not going to be based on the second Lilo and Stitch animated movie. Like it's going to be its own story. And I was really hoping, especially since the first one caught if you want to donate, you can. I don't know how I would get that money though. I've never had anybody donate to me before. um but like I thought for sure with the second Lilo and Stitch being coming out, like they could redeem themselves by having Captain Gantu being introduced because they would have more money. They would know that it would be a movie instead of a TV show. But hearing that it's going to be like its own thing just makes me not want to watch it even more. I mean, like I will watch it, but like it makes me not want to watch it. Hi to the second person watching. I see that you gave a thumbs up. I don't know who it is, but thank you for the thumbs up. Um, Hi to the 3 people that are watching. I'm literally ranting about Lilo and Stitch right now after discussing Tangled and then Snow White. And so also another thing, family means Ohana. And Ohana means nobody gets left behind. So tell me why Nani leaves Lilo to go to college. And like I guess I get that you can have the best of both worlds and like you should be able to pursue an education while also still being a parent, but like you're supposed to be Lilo's guardian, and you just up and leave her to go to college. Isn't there some like legal document where like you're legally her guardian and yet you're giving her to your neighbor? I guess Ohana does not mean family, and family means nobody gets left behind. Because what was that? What was that? And then you're getting rid of Myrtle in the iconic scene where Lilo bites a little bee. I was so looking forward to the live action Lilo and Stitch, but after the flop that it was, they really made $1 billion because off of little kids thinking Stitch is the cutest thing in the world because he is, but like the real fans hated the movie. Because what the were we doing? And like this is making me nervous for Moana because tell me why Moana is got a second movie and then a live action 2 years later when we still have princesses like Tiana deserves a live action. I don't think Merida will get a live action because Pixar does not want to have their movies be turned into live actions. They just want to do animated movies, which I fully trust in them. Or like, why don't we go back into like the Disney archives and like bring back Atlantis, or like Treasure Planet, or like bring back the older movies instead of making movies in the 2000s into live action. And this is coming from someone who loves the cast for Tangled so far. Like Milo Manheim as Flynn Rider, sign me up. Catherine Hahn as Mother Gothel, sign me up. Like we're cooking with the cast here. And people want Mandy Moore to play Queen Ariana and then Zachary Levi to play what's his name? King Frederick? I think that's his name. They want the original voice actors for Flynn and Rapunzel to play the parents, but after the crazy drama with Zachary Levi, I don't think a lot of people would want him to play the dad anymore. But I can for sure see Mandy Moore coming back and playing Queen Ariana because in the live action Little Mermaid we have Jodie Benson come back and she gives the Dingle Hopper as like a passing of the baton to Halle Bailey, who plays the new Halle Bailey. Yes, she gives the Dingle Hopper as like a passing of the baton to Halle Bailey. And in the live action Lilo and Stitch, we have the original voice actors who played Nani and what's his name? What's the boyfriend's name? Nani and well, oh my god, I'm blanking on the boyfriend's name. The guy that Nani likes in Lilo and Stitch. I really wish my moderator was here because if she was here, she would 100% know what I'm talking about. Like I can't think of his name. But like the original voice actors who like voiced him in the live action or in the animated came back for the live action. And also to bring up Lilo and Stitch again, why does Bubbles get demoted? Sorry, I once again thought I saw something coming, but it was just the bushes. Um, I why Agent Bubbles was supposed to be the caseworker and the agent. Tell me why we split that role into two. Like I get that like the wanting Nani's actor to come back and like kind of like giving this new Nani like advice. Like I get that. But it's like you couldn't have her be like the wise neighbor or something. Like why did we have to split Bubbles' role into two people? Another thing about Lilo, I could go on and on about Lilo and Stitch. The last thing I'll talk about Lilo and Stitch is when they got Stitch. The whole point was for Nani to take Lilo to get Stitch because she felt bad that her sister was always home alone. And so they went to the pound and they got Stitch. And in the live action, we have this random neighbor take Lilo to like a farmer's market or something, and then Lilo goes to the pound to go look and whatever. And we have this random neighbor take Lilo to go, and she gets an animal, and then it's not even Nani there with her. Like Ohana Means Family is such BS they're giving us in the live action because it does not work when Nani leaves her behind to go to college and doesn't even take her to get Stitch. Like those are two vital parts should not have happened or should have happened. When did I do my live action ranking of the animated movies? Cause I did that last year and I'm pretty sure I did it with okay, so I did it 9 months ago. And so I mean, yeah, okay, so Lilo and Stitch was out when I did my ranking. I should redo my ranking after Moana comes out. That way we can see like if I've changed my mind about the movies. Um I think that is all I have to rant about. I've been on here for like the beginning of this video was like me talking about like my Disney trip and how like the Rapunzel and Flynn I met last month knew their lore, and then the Rapunzel and Flynn I met this month did not know their lore, and then I actually talked about the movie Tangled, and now I've just been ranting about the live actions and all that. If you guys want to see my live action ranking of the what's it called? The movies, then then you guys can go watch it. So this is my live action ranking. It is let's rank Disney live actions if you guys want to go see it. A preview of it is my top 2 are Maleficent and Cruella, and my bottom 3 are Mulan, Aladdin, and The Lion King. Which like something I will say very quickly before I hop off is Mulan changed too much where it did not work, and The Lion King did not change anything at all where it also did not work. Maleficent and Cruella are pretty good where they change a lot, but they still have that like magical feeling. Mulan took out the music, took out Mushu and Cricket and the grandma, and took out Li Shang. Li Shang was our bi king. My guy fell in love with Mulan when she was a guy, and then when she was a girl. And so, like, the fact that they took out our bi king representation, wild, wild work, wild work. Uh, so with that being said, the next video I want to do, keyword want to do is I want to watch the Frozen movies and compare Frozen with Tangled because I, in my opinion, think that Tangled is way better than Frozen. So I want to do that, and then hopefully after that is done, I can start my Winx Club series because I am currently on season 7. And I just started season 7 like a couple days ago. And so I'm hoping that like by the time June comes around, I should be able to talk about Hi Danish. I should be able to talk about Winx Club because I have a lot of thoughts about Winx Club too. I have oh, you guys want to see? I will show you guys my video about Winx Club. I'm not gonna like it for you guys, but I will show you guys my video about Winx Club. Let me just scroll down. I don't know if I'm gonna react to Olivia Rodrigo's Drop Dead, but if you want to go watch my reaction to Bad Idea, right? Get Him Back and the Guts album reaction, and then the secret songs on Guts. You guys can go watch that. I have a lot of videos. Like I have almost 200 videos. All right. So where is my Winx Club video? Why I hate Winx Club? I feel like I passed it. I definitely passed it because I remember sitting in my chair and talking about it. All right, hold on. Yeah, so why I have issues with Winx Club. That's around the time that season 8 came out, and season 8 was not good. I have not seen the reboot that they did where they gave Bloom a brother, and the animation looks horrendous. Um, should I show that? Let's just show you guys the animation for the reboot. Reboot Winx Club 2025. Okay. Like, what is this? Like, I'm sorry. What is this? What is this? What is this? That's that's Tekna, that's Aisha, that's Stella, that's Musa, and that's Flora. What is this? What is this? What is this? What is that? What is that? Who is that? Who is that? Like, I know who that is, but like, I don't want to give away my thoughts about the live action. I don't want to give away my thoughts about the reboot because, like, I really do want to talk about. I have not seen the show, and I really want to give you my thoughts about like not watching the show because I do have notes saved about the reboot and how horrendous I have heard it is. Um, but with that being said, I should go. If you guys like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you, I would also very much appreciate it if you would come back after this video is done, and you guys can play the video in the background because views after the live do help. If you like this channel, you guys can smash that subscribe button. I have my other Tangled videos include. Let's go back to the lives. My other Tangled videos include Fangirl with me over Rapunzel's Tangle Adventure, Is Rapunzel the Action Villain Part 1, and then Is Rapunzel the Action Villain Part 2. And then this is my 4th video in that series. And then I have one more video I will share with you guys after I watch Frozen. If you guys have any content ideas for me to do in the future, I will be more than welcome to have ideas commented in the comments down below. And with that being said, I will see you guys in the next video. When will it be? I don't know. This video was supposed to happen before, like, I was supposed to have this video out before my reaction to the Spider-Man trailer came out and before my book club video came out. So, when will my next video be out? I don't know. I have not seen Harry Potter, so I have no opinions about Harry Potter. I know that like Harry, Ron, and Hermione, and like uh Draco, Draco. I don't know. um, it's Leviosa, not Leviosa. Like, I don't know anything about the movies other than J.K. Rowling is a POS. I also feel like I don't want to be watching the movies because of J.K. Rowling. Um, yeah. So I shall be going, and I will see you guys in the next video. If you guys want me to react to Olivia Rodrigo's Drop Dead, I can. I still haven't heard it yet. I still have my Opalite reaction I need to get out to you guys. Like, there's so many videos I should be doing. I'm just too busy in my head. Um, I write stories. And so I've been burying myself into being a writer instead of being a YouTuber. I do have a goal of getting 200 subscribers this year, and I am at what am I at right now? 123. So I have quite a way to go, but I believe if I can make YouTube more consistent and come up with pop culture videos, I can hopefully get to 200 subscribers this year. With that being, I've been trying to end this video for a while, so I will just end it here. This was so much fun. I can't wait to do my next video with you guys, whether that is like a book club video or like my next video, my Tangle series. I look forward to whatever the next video is. Bye. I hate that they fixed, or not fixed, but moved around the live stream settings because the end stream used to be at the bottom and now it's at the top. So it always takes me a second to find where the end stream button is. Thank you for the third thumbs up. Bye.